And you're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful live session of Improvement Challenge 2.0. I'm Kenya Okezie, Social Media Manager for Leverage Seed Limited. And I have here with me my co host and another wonderful guest speaker here with us today, who is a vegetable production expert. So I'll give the platform for my co host to introduce herself. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adebisi Okoyemi, and I'm the Communication and PR Manager for Leverage Fresh Limited. And we are here again with our live session with our guest speaker, Mr. Kayode Bunmi, a vegetable production expert. Mr. Kayode, kindly introduce yourself, sir.
Like cotton, like starting cotton. Hello, good evening. Good to be here. Good to be part of this program this evening.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure having you here with us this evening. So we have some questions to ask you, and then we'll just start with plant health management. So what does plant health management mean, and why is it crucial in vegetable production?
Okay, thank you very much for that question.
Yes, sir.
It is very, very vital you understand for everyone that is going to vegetable production. Your plant health management is very, very important. Just as the word management, management is talking about how you coordinate, you plan, you control the activities of a particular situation. So when we're talking about plant health management, we're talking about the holistic approach. Let me use that word, holistic approach in managing your plants. That is making sure your plant is in a very good shape, the overall well-being of your plants, and what it's involved in managing your plant. It combines that's the combination of the cultural, the chemical, the biological method to prevent, to diagnose, and to manage your plants pest and disease. And also you have to also consider the environmental stress or factors. So the ways you manage your pest and disease and environmental factor is what we tag as plant health management. Thank you very much. Okay, you also why it's crucial for vegetable production, because one, it's when you have a healthy plant, it's definitely going to bring out the healthy fruits or healthy produce. And when you have a healthy produce, that means the safety of those people eating such a fruit is safe, because we have to consider the health and the safety of the people that is going to consume what you are producing. And that's what we call food safety. That's one factor why it is very, very crucial, food safety. And the other factor is environmental sustainability. When you have a good plant management or plant health management, you are also not going to be considering only your plant. Every other factors like the soil health, the environmental factors, you have to put them into consideration. And when you are putting that into consideration, all those factors will lead to what we call plant health management, and why it is crucial. Also, we have the economic benefits. When you have a healthy plants, as I said, it will definitely give you healthy fruit. And a healthy plant will give you more outputs. And when you have more outputs, that is more income for farmers. And that is the joy of every farmer, to have a good yield from their plants. Also, with your plant health management techniques, you reduce the effect of pest and disease on your plant. It reduces the effect of pest and disease on your plant, and it also enhances resilience. When your plant is healthy, they can withstand some challenges that will come to them, because it's just like somebody that is healthy will definitely be able to resist some disease that is coming to them, because they will have a strong immunity to withstand some trespasses. Thank you very much. Let me stop there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. The next question I have on you is on common diseases. What are the
You're welcome.
most common disease and pests affecting vegetable crops in Nigeria, and how can farmers identify them early?
That's very, 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 very important question, especially for vegetable production. We have a lot of pests and disease that affect vegetable production, and if we don't understand those pests, we're just going to be running around the bush, running in a circle because we don't know what to do. We have fungi disease. A fungi disease includes the powdery mildew, leaf spot, root rot, and so on. We have the bacterial disease. This also includes the bacterial wilt, bacterial leaf spot, and so on. We also have the viral disease, which includes chili leaf coil virus, tomato leaf coil virus, tobacco mosaic virus, and so on. We also have the pests, the sucking pests that transmit those viral disease, like the white fly, aphid, thrips, uppers, and so on. And how can this disease be mitigated, or how can they be managed? We have different ways we can manage them. First thing first, as a farmer or as a plant producer, you must have the intention that when you get to your farm first, there is what we call scouting. Scouting, you have to scout. That is going around your plant, walking around your plant, tapping them, touching them, seeing how they are faring. Through that, you can see some insights, some signs, some symptoms that this plant is not doing well, this plant is like this, like that. Well, for a starter, you might not be able to diagnose the effect, but at least you know that there is an issue on ground. So in a situation like that, you can call an expert, like, I noticed this, I noticed that on my plant. What can I do? That's what we call scouting. And we also have what we call the visual inspection. Visual inspection is monitoring, walking around your plant and seeing how they are doing, the colors, the shape. Some, because for instance, now when your plant is lacking phosphorus deficiency, there is a sign it will give you that this thing needs phosphorus. When your plant is lacking nitrogen, there is a sign it will give that this thing is lacking nitrogen. When your plant is affected by bacteria, there is a sign it will always give that this thing is having a bacterial issue. So with that, you can know how to mitigate the situation of managing your plant. Also, sanitation is very, very important. Sanitation, making sure the perimeters of your environment is weed free.
Yes, we can hear you now, sir. You're welcome back.
Hello,
We can hear you.
can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay, so there are also physical means you can mitigate the issue of insect disease. Like you can also make use of there's what we call sticky traps. Sticky traps is what we use to identify some insects. So that will also help to know the kind of pesticide that can be used. We have the cultural means to mitigate this issue, the biological means, chemical means, that's the use of pesticide, chemicals. We have the cultural means, that's the use of plastic mulch and sanitation and so on. We have the biological means, that's the use of beneficial insects. There are some beneficial insects that when you incorporate them to your plants or to your production, they just feed on the insect that is causing maintenance to your production. Thank you very much. I think those are the few or the one of the means we can mitigate those issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We really appreciate. So another question I have for you: can you briefly explain to us the importance of crop rotation in managing plant health? and reducing disease risk?
It's a very, very nice question. Thank you for this question. Crop rotation is very,
Thank you.
very important for vegetable production. In short, for farming, because one, when you practice crop rotation, a lot of maintenance, which include, I'll just make a list. One, when you practice crop rotation, there's what we call disease break disease cycle. There is a compilation or there is a disease resistant in your production, but through the help of crop rotation, it break those disease cycle. So the amount of disease available for that particular plant through production of crop rotation, it reduces that effect. Crop rotation also helps to improve your soil health. When you practice crop rotation, definitely you are improving your soil health. And when you are improving your soil health, your plants will be healthy. Crop rotation also improves or increase crop diversity. Crop rotation also helps to reduce the usage of chemical use, because when you practice crop rotation, you already know the soil, your soil analysis, and with that you can know that it will save you cost of using excess usage of chemicals on your plants. It enhances crop yields. When you practice crop rotation, your soil will be healthy, your plants will be healthy, the outcome from your production will be bountiful. So that's one of the benefits. Also, crop rotation help us to support IPM, which is the integrated pest management. With crop rotation, you can know when to apply some pesticide, you can know when to deduct some pesticide, you can know what to do at a particular time. It also increase the soil structure, the soil water retention, and it boosts the soil. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Mr.
I'm
Kayode.
going. I'm going back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
We
outside,
understand.
so
We understand, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for at
yeah,
least giving us the time to join this live session. We appreciate your dedication.
yeah,
And it's always a pleasure to have you here with us.
you're
I'm
welcome.
sure. Thank you to all our viewers who are
It's
just
a pleasure.
joining. We have here with us Mr. Kayode Bunmi, who is a vegetable production expert, and he's here to answer some of the questions we have. So please bear with us as we keep going on with the questions. Okay, Mr. Kayode, I have one more question to ask you, sir. It's
Yes,
on
ma'am.
sustainable pests and diseases
Okay.
control. Yeah, so what are some sustainable pest and disease control methods that small scale vegetable farmers can adopt?
Sustainable pest and disease control measures that small farmers like the participants of Growth 2.0 can adopt.
Yes,
I
yes,
have
sir.
made mention of some, but let me say one or two again. There are many there are many ways you can there are many you can adopt, but one, as I said, you monitoring is very, very important. Monitoring, when you go to your farm, you monitor your plants. Observation is key. That's the first point of action as a farmer, as an agronomist, as a crop producer. When you enter your farm, you walk around your plants. By walking around your plants, you check, you see things that you can identify, the one you cannot identify. With that, you can know what to do. By the use of sticky traps, I made mention of sticky traps before. Sticky traps helps to to control or to identify a particular target pest or insect on your farm. For instance, the blue sticky traps, I think it helps to capture white flies. So when you use such, you know that yeah, when you use your blue sticky traps and there is white fly that is capturing, then you know that I have to tackle the issues of white fly. So in summary, we have the physical control to control your pest and disease. We have the cultural control. What are the cultural control? Crop rotation is a cultural control method of controlling your pest and disease or managing your pest and disease. I made mention of sanitation, making sure your environment, your farm environment is very, very neat. Because if your farm environment or the perimeters of your farm is not neat, it will harbor some of those pests and disease. So even when you apply some pesticide, the insect or the targeted pest that you are trying to control or kill will migrate to those places. And after some time, they will come back to that particular plant and be destroying them. And by the time you come back the next day, you might be saying, but I sprayed, now this thing didn't die. No, it's not like the thing is not effective, but they didn't die. It is because they migrated to a place that they can take cover and they come back to cause the damage they are causing to your plant. And also, some of your plant might be showing some symptoms of deficiency of sickness. So it is very, very important you do what we call pruning. You prune your plant to remove the affected one. For instance, if you plant cucumber now and you notice that they are having a symptoms or a sign of downy mildew or powdery mildew, the best option before you even think of applying your organic or insecticide is for you to prune those parts. By the time you prune, then you apply, you are one step ahead to manage the situation of that disease that is causing damage to your plant. So we also have what we call the biological control. Biological control is talking about the beneficial insects. Like we have what we call we have the beneficial fungi too. We also have the beneficial bacteria. So they play a very, very important role in managing pests and disease on your plant. And for our participants, that might be a little bit tedious for them. So we indulge them and encourage them they should stick to the physical, the cultural, the organic, and what again? The biological. Also, last but not the least, we when the variety you are planting also plays a part in controlling your pest and disease. Why? Because for each varieties you are planting, there is a resistability of what, or let me say, a characteristics of what that particular variety is carrying. So you must understand the variety you are buying. There are some varieties that is resistant to tomato leaf yellow curl virus. There are some resistant that is resistant to chili leaf curl virus, and so on. Bacterial wilt, verticulum wilt, and so on. So understanding the varieties you are buying also is very, very critical part to manage your pest and disease. Also, integrated pest management, if you notice, I've been talking about it because it's very, very crucial. Integrated pest management is talking about the combination of cultural, biological, chemical, and physical organic means to control pests and disease. If you rely only on chemicals, you might be shooting yourself in the long run because the plants or the disease you are trying to tackle might be building a stronger resistance to that environment. So by the time you practice IPM, you know that what you are using today might not be what you'll be using tomorrow. It might be something else you'll be using the next tomorrow. So those methods will confuse the pest and disease. So they will not even know what to do. So it will just be knocking them off because of your IPM that you are using. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kayode. We appreciate the questions that you've answered and the tips you shared with our
Thank you.
participants this evening. So I'll be handing over to my co-host, Opayemi. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, Chineye. Thank you very much, sir, for your
You're welcome.
responses so
Thank you.
far. So, my first question to you is, what role do environmental factors like rainfall, humidity, and temperature play in influencing plant health? And how can farmers mitigate these effects?
Thank you very much for that question. The environmental factor is one of the crucial parts of plant health management because You might not be able to control or predict the environment, but you can always try. So rainfall is very, very important in our plant health management, and they are very, very crucial. But they have their limitation at the same time. When there is excess rainfall, we already know the implication that it leads to waterlogging, it leads to leaching of nutrients, it leads to erosion, it leads to a lot of disadvantage. Now, when you have waterlogged farm or you've done your planting and it rained heavily and the farm is waterlogged, it's a big concern because one, it will lead to death of the plants. It will lead to root rots. So those are one of the challenges you will face. So how can you mitigate such scenario? Because you didn't expect it. One, you can mitigate that by doing a raised bed. That is your bed or your ridges should be high. When your ridges should high, you have a proper drainage channel where the after it rains, you are sure that the water will just move past the drainage that you've channeled the water to pass through. Also, you might even need to pump out the water using what we call mud pump to pump out the water to save yourself the 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 after effect of the waterlogged environment on your plants. Also, when we talk about droughts, we know what drought means, the lack of rainfall. And the lack of rainfall is very, very detriment to the health of our plant because when there is droughts, it can lead to stress, it can lead to sickness of the plant. And when your plant is stressed, it gives room for them to be sick. And when they are sick, they can easily be taken over by pests and disease. So in a situation of drought, what can you do? My doctor made mention of something yesterday, like rain harvest. Rain harvest is one of the effective way to conserve water or to save water in the future. You can harvest your rainwater and keep it for future use. He also made something of clay. I think he talked about clay and he talked about bottle, something like that. Yeah, those are the things that you can use to save yourself when there is drought. And also irrigation, setting up your irrigation. Though for small scale farmer, it might be expensive, but it goes a long way. I could remember the winner of Group Z Challenge 1.0, that's the Mavi. If you see the method she used in channeling water to our plant, you know that she did something big. She used bottle and some other means by providing water for the plant. So those are the things that you can do to help your plants during the drought season. Also, we talk humidity. Humidity is what's humidity? Humidity is talking about the amount of moisture in the health. There are some environment or some weather situation that favors some disease. Like for instance, when we were talking about the fungi disease, the bacterial disease, high humidity favors such. So what do we do in a situation like that? When you have high humidity and you know that it will lead to bacterial infestation in your farm, fungal infestation, mold, and so on. So how do you manage such? First thing first, we can, for the humidity part, you can always have what we call pruning. So when you have a proper pruning and try to make sure there is proper ventilation because the plant needs air. The plant needs air. So when the plant is overcrowded with leaves and the humidity is high, there is a high tendency that it might lead to some fungi, or fungi is easily transferred from one plant to the other, and even the bacteria. So by the time you prune your plant effectively, there is proper ventilation that can go along. And also your spraying regime is very, very important at that moment. Very, very critical and important. So whatever you are applying to help manage the humidity situation, it goes a long way, like the usage of organic fungicide, insecticide, and so on, and even the chemical ones too. Also, there is what we call the humidifiers. Though those ones are basically used in the greenhouse more. It controls the amount of humidity in the greenhouse. Greenhouse is a controlled environment where you control everything that goes in, from your temperature to your water to your hair to the nutrient. Everything is being controlled. So in a situation like that, it's going to reduce challenges that can occur. And the last one is talking about the temperature. When you're presently we're having the issue of climate change in not only in Nigeria, in the world. It's a big concern. And presently now, for those who are doing vegetable production, this period, this time, you might notice they'll be having a lot of challenges because of the extreme temperature. It will lead to dryness of your plants. It will lead to disease, viral infection, sucking insect, because extreme temperature favors sucking insect. And it is the sucking insect like the whitefly, like the aphids, like the thrips that transfer viral infection that leads to viral disease. So an extreme temperature favors such. So in a situation like that, I made mention of the greenhouse. Greenhouse is a controlled environment. So with that, you can know that your production can be controlled, your plants can be managed, can can be managed. And also, if you are doing the open field production, which we are doing, you can help yourself by providing shade nets. You can help yourself by providing, there's what we call shade nets, which have different percentage of shade. Shade net is what controls the extreme temperature. It reduces the effect of sunlight that goes into your plant. So by the time you understand the amount of temperature your plants can take, you can know that, okay, at least the shade net can reduce the temperature and they can receive this one. So with the help of shade net, you are good to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. The responses are well detailed, and I'm sure our audience listening are getting insights into how they can mitigate these effects in vegetable production. So, the next question is, what are the key signs of nutrient deficiencies in vegetable crops, and how can farmers address them without over relying on chemical fertilizers?
What are the key signs? What are the key signs of nutrient deficiency? And how
Yes, sir.
can farmer address
Address
them
them
without over relying on chemical?
chemical
How
fertilizers.
can farmer address them? Hmm. It's a very, very very, very technical question. There are many, many signs that you definitely see in your vegetable production. And there are different ways you can address them. We have the the nutrient deficiency signs. That's talking about your leaves suffering or lacking some particular nutrients, like the nitrogen deficiency, phosphorus deficiency. So there are signs, all those the plant gives that I am lacking potassium. So now, how do you address that? It's by you understanding, knowing the symptoms. Like, this my plant is showing a purple color. Purple's color on your plant is a sign of phosphorus deficiency. So with that, you can know that you have to apply phosphorus to your plant. A yellow color at the base and tip of your plant is a sign of nitrogen deficiency. I think that one is very, very easy. It's very, very easy to identify. Unlike other, when your plant is showing yellow, then we know that it's lacking nitrogen deficiency. But there are some critical nutrients like the magnesium, like the calcium. How do you identify those ones? Well, with the use of what's this called? Planting. Planting is a app that it helps a lot and it makes it easy, or it will make it easy for our participants. They can easily go to Play Store and download it. With the help of that Plantives, you can easily snap your plants. By the time you snap it will diagnose what they are lacking. It will even identify some disease the plant is passing through, and it is not only diagnosing it, it is also profiling a solution that you can use to salvage that situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And when is the next class from our audience? This is the last live session for COVID Challenge 2.0, and the challenge is officially starting on Monday. Our onboarding program for the participants is tomorrow. You still have a chance to join us by registering for the COVID Challenge 2.0 to get more
Sorry, I didn't
answers,
get that.
answering one of the questions from the audience. So we have our last question, sir. What advice will you give to Gove Challenge participants who are
Okay.
starting out regarding building a long-term effective plant health management plan?
What advice will I give to our participants? There are many, many advice I will give to our participants concerning the regarding or building a long-term effective plant health management plan. There are many, many advice. Number one, you must understand what you want to do. You must know what you want to do, and you must know how you want to do those things. One, knowledge is key. Thank God we have experts that we put them through, so it has made their training very, very easy, and there is a template that they will follow or that will be used to train them, to teach them. But knowledge is very, very important. You have to be ready to learn, not just the theoretical aspect, you have to practice it too. With that, you will be fine. Two, you have to have a objective and a clear goal. What do I mean by your clear goals and objective? It simply means that now you want to plant tomatoes. You should understand that now that I want to do tomatoes, what are the things that I need to do? Which include what variety of tomatoes can I buy, can I plant at this period that will help me to manage my disease, my pests, and will give me a good output. That is variety resistance. That's part of your objective. That's one of the goals. Two, what method of nutrition regime do you want to use? You must have that at the back of your mind. It's not like you just come to the farm today or you go to your plant. Let's give them phosphorus or this plant, give them calcium. No, you must have a plan that okay, this week, this moment, this day, I am applying this, I am applying that, I am applying this. A plan for your nutrient regime. You must have a plan for your pesticide regime. The pesticide you'll be using, or let me just use the word IPM, the integrated pest management, which include the biological, the chemical, the organic, the cultural, the physical. You must apply them, and you must have a, a region on how you want to go about it, how you are going to do it, and when you want to do it. So you must have a clear objective of that. Two, with your knowledge, you should know that you have to also have at the back of your mind that you have to monitor your plants. It's very, very important you monitor your plants. Also, you must, our doctor talked about collaboration. Collaboration is very, very important. You must speak out, you must network, you must communicate, you must relate. Thank God for the Grow Veg 2.0, and thank God for the WhatsApp group. There is a lot of communication going on there, which I really enjoy. But you don't have to keep information to yourself. You have to speak it out, especially when you have a challenge and you know that this challenge you don't know what to do about it. You have to speak it out because there might be people that have passed through that challenge before and they know what to do. But if you keep it to yourself or you just isolate yourself, you might be causing more harm than good for yourself. So you have to relate and communicate with people to be to be to be well informed. Also, you must be ready to change at any point in time because you might not be able to predict the weather. But should this happen, what will you do? Will you now say because this happened, you have to abandon, you have to relax, or you just have to keep doing the plan you have set for yourself or the fertilizer regime? No, you must be ready to change according to the weather pattern. Don't be rigid to change. You must be able to change. So let me stop there. There is a lot, but let me just stop there. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Wonderful advice to them. Thank you so much for sharing it with them. And I hope our participants listening will make use of the advice and they will excel well and succeed well in this 2.0 Group A challenge. And I want to thank you all for joining us
Oh
tonight,
yeah.
this live session. And thank you so much, sir, for your time and even for the effort despite the national grid from your end. We still had you
Thank you, sir.
clearly. We had you clearly. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Yes.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much for joining us tonight. And you still have between now and Monday morning
Thank God you are aware
to
of that.
join us for Global Challenge 2.0 as our onboarding
You're
session
welcome.
this tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night, sir. Bye,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.